Boys, we might be back. Mario Kart might have been saved. Or maybe not, according to some people, you know, we might still have a long way to go, but it's a good sign, in my opinion. So, let's get into it. Alright everyone, welcome back to Mood News. Today, we're going to be discussing the latest update for Mario Kart World, version 1.2.0. Now, in general, I've played a little bit of this. Not a lot, just a little bit. And I've heard from some people online that they really didn't fix the main problems, but we'll get into that later. First, let's discuss what the actual point in this update is. So first we have in the versus race of single player, it added no com to the com rules, which is kind of funny because you can do single player and just race by yourself and be in first the whole time. And I guess this is good for like practice, but it's like a weirder version of time trials, I guess. It's like, okay, if you don't want to do time trials and you don't want to do free roam, just do versus race by yourself. And like, what? I guess it's funny. It's just we've never had stuff like that before in Mario Kart. So I just think that's an interesting choice. So I added no com to single player. Maybe like one of them played like that. I'm like, oh, this is kind of fun. Why not? The second point we have is in the versus race of single player and multiplayer, they added a mushrooms only to the item rules. And this is kind of interesting to me. So with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I think we already had this as a rule. There was like a mushrooms only mode as well on there. But obviously, as time went on, we then got complete customization of item rules, which was like super exciting and super cool. So it's kind of fun, but it's a good sign at least. It's just so weird that like how, I guess like the menus are built up. I can't really see a way of them doing like a item selector like they had in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. But maybe I'm wrong, you know, maybe they'll add that over time. And for now, you know, mushrooms only, I guess, boys. You can now view replay after downloading Ghost Data in time trial, so I guess that's pretty useful that you can now like watch the ghost, I guess. Kind of weird that it wasn't in there to start, so that's a nice thing. You can now choose whom to watch when spectating in Knockout Tour and Balloon Battle. This is super nice because it was so annoying that you were stuck with just spectating whoever's in first place. It was so lame, so cringe. I really didn't like that. I was like, hey, I want to watch my buddy. I don't want to watch this random troll in first place. Like, come on. I want to see who's in last place. I want to watch my friends. I want to cheer him on. So that is a very nice change. You can now see the waiting time until the next race or battle start in online play, and wireless play and LAN play. So this is pretty useful. There's like this big bar, but it's not huge, but there's a bar which slowly progresses as you're waiting for the next game. So you're not just like faffing around in free play. You know when the next game's going to be. So that's a really welcome change. I like that a lot. There's also been some updates to the camera play in multiplayer and online play. I'm not sure if you guys have done this yet, but the camera mode in Mario Kart World is really funny. And you don't even have to use like the official Nintendo Switch 2 camera. You can just plug in any old USB camera and it will work great. It's really fun. Now this is a big one. On the free roam map, when you gather all of the P-switches, question block panels, and Peach medallions, the color of the various numbers will now change. So we now have confirmation of how many P-switches there are, how many question mark panels there are, and how many Peach medallions there are. This should have been in it from the beginning, but it's nice to know that it's here now. But I feel so sorry for anyone who's trying to figure out, crap, did I get every P-switch? Have I not got every P-switch? And maybe some people thought they got every single P-switch, and now they're going like back to the game, and it's like still not like gold or whatever. Like, oh my god, what the hell? I didn't complete it, and just go crazy. We still need markers to see where the P-switches are though. Like just update the map, give us better control of the map. It's already like a pretty good system, but just make it so it's like you toggle them on and off, you know? Something like that would be great. This is an interesting one. They made computers weaker in everything other than battle. Now, this was like a weird thing which people were talking about, how the computers naturally have like different difficulty depending on how you play. So like if you not drifting, basically, the computer players won't drift, but if you are drifting, then they'll start going like crazy ham, and it's like super hard to beat them in 150cc, or if you're trying to complete Knockout Tour. So I think there's going to be a lot of discourse about this, because I think it's a welcome change. I think it's good that they added this. It was really cool that they added like procedural difficulty to like match the player themselves, but maybe it was just like too difficult and like too good at predicting what the player was going to do to like match their difficulty and beat them. And so I think it's a welcome change, but it is going to be funny, and I think it will create like sort of like this sort of hierarchy of people going like, oh well, I did it before the computers got really easy. I unlocked mirror mode before it was easy, because I haven't unlocked mirror mode yet. I fucking suck at Knockout Tour. So this is a welcome change for me, but I understand if people want to tease me for that. Anyways, they made the homing of Boomerang weaker. I guess that's alright. The items are already kind of crazy in this game, so I think nerfing any of them probably a welcome change. A decreased probability of getting triple dash mushrooms in low positions. That's an interesting choice. It changed it so order of getting question mark blocks is higher than in the past. I don't really understand what this means. Changed it so the order of getting question mark blocks is higher than in the past. I still don't know what the bloody hell they're talking about here. If anyone knows in the comments, please let me know. I just think of that as a neutral change, I guess. Here's an interesting one. They made it so the wheels are spinning if the player presses A, accelerating too early before the race begins. You know, when it's like 3, 2, 1. I thought this was always there. That's interesting that it wasn't the case where if you held down A at the starting line, the wheels wouldn't spin. I guess that was something which, again, was supposed to be in the game from the start, but it was just like something which they didn't turn on or something. I don't really know. And lastly, they increased the frequency of lap type courses appearing in the selection when choosing the next course in versus and wireless races. It's kind of funny that they put this at the complete bottom, because this is definitely the one which people have been begging for the most, which is a higher appearance of the lap type courses, or making it so random defaults to lap type courses like it was before, because it's not like that anymore. Now, if you click random, it can be anything, you know, it can be a lap type course, but most of the time it's going to be a cruise through the intermission tracks from one place to another. And I think that's just naturally because there is way more of them. So if you're randomly suggesting one, it's likely going to be one of the 100 and something intermission courses versus the 32 tracks. You know, it's a big difference. So I think they're trying to fix it, but I don't know, it's a hard place to be in. I think they just need to make the intermissions more interesting, add an extra lap, just make it so it's 2 laps around the final course. That works better, and just don't be like these long courses. Who cares if they're long? They can be fun anyway. But those are my thoughts on the update so far, or like that's just what the update is. In terms of what I think about it so far, so it's good changes overall. I think some people have already complained that the frequency still isn't enough and they just want a choice to do it, and that, you know, people who are serious about playing Mario Kart are going ahead and just making their own rooms and forcing everyone to just choose, well, not forcing everyone, you know, people are actively choosing to just do these private rooms and do like 32 laps of the standard 32 laps. What am I saying? Sorry, today's been a bit of a handful, guys, so excuse me if I'm making less sense than I usually do, but I usually make not very much sense anyway. But with that, what are your guys' thoughts about the new Nintendo update for Mario Kart World? I was just about to say the new Nintendo Direct. I'm over Direct here, guys. We're talking about a wonderful little world of Mario Kart. I think it's alright. I think it's exciting, but let me know what you think in the comments below. And be sure to stay subscribed to Mood News for all things related to Mario Kart and all things related to Nintendo stuff in general. And with that, bye.